Be joining us live in the studio, so keep your fingers crossed and let's get the conversation started. By the way, you can be a part of this conversation this morning by simply dialing 09073530044 and 09087668888. Someone said more than ever now, Nigerian youth and Nigerian young people are interested in the polity and what happens in the political space. Is that a good thing? How far can we go, and how far and what generally how far and how much can they achieve? Join the conversation, be a part of it, and let's get talking in a bit. But before we get to the big talk segment, as usual, we would check out topical stories. Welcome again. My name is Ihya Natural Prince. And topical stories this morning, there was pandemonium at St. Francis Catholic Church, Owoilowo Street, Owo, the headquarters of Owo local government area of Ondo State, as gunmen attacked the church on Sunday. The attack on the church in Owo, the hometown of the state governor Rotimi Akeredolu, came barely a week after the prelate of the Methodist Church, Nigeria, Bishop Samuel Kaluche, was kidnapped in Abia State by gunmen the priest later identified as Fulani youth. It was learned that the gunmen who attacked the church arrived at the premises, which is less than 200 meters from the palace of the Olowo of Owo, at about 12 p.m. when the Sunday Mass was being rounded off. Witnesses say worshippers, mostly children and women, were killed in the attack by gunmen who were said to have thrown an improvised explosive device before they started shooting sporadically. Many residents of Many residents of Farfaru and Kwari communities in Jibia local government area of Katsina State have fled their homes following an attack by terrorists on Saturday. During the attack on Farfaru, which occurred around 3 p.m., an unidentified number of people, including women and children, were reportedly abducted. The residents, as sources said, were seen trooping in their numbers by foot, motorcycles, and vehicles to the council headquarters. Several houses were reportedly razed, while household items and animals were carted away by the terrorists who were said to be on reprisal. Some of their members were reportedly arrested a few days ago by security operatives. The terrorists suspected that residents of the community gave their members away to security operatives, hence the attack. The stakeholders of Nigeria's power sector have warned that the sector faces imminent collapse as a result of the myriad of challenges. Speaking with journalists yesterday, they highlighted the acute foreign exchange shortage in the country as a major challenge affecting the sector. This, according to them, is because almost all materials in the sector are purchased in foreign currency, and the cost of maintaining facilities is also in dollars. The federal government had at the weekend explained that the drop in electricity generation was as a result of the partial shutdown of the Obem gas plant for the repair of critical processing equipment. And now, lastly, the Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria, PASSEN, and the National Assembly Service Commission, NASC, have resolved to embark on an indefinite strike over the failure of the National Assembly management to implement the subsisting Memorandum of Understanding MOU jointly signed by NASC and National Assembly Management and PASSAN on April 13, 2021 for payment of all arrears for staff. In the notice of industrial action signed on behalf of the unions by the PASSAN Secretary General Hamid Awo-Bifa, they said the strike would commenced at 12 midnight on Sunday, 5th of June 2022. And now the conversation continues on your radio experience. You can count on we're talking more with my guest in a bit. Stay with us.
You better mind yourself, oh boy. Don't do crack for here. I dey look, I not talk.
You dey shout.
I dey spend, I not talk.
You dey spray.
I dey look, I not talk.
Spray your mouth anyhow.
I dey spend, I not say anything.
You dey yarn no pattern.
I dey look, I not talk.
You dey demo.
I dey spend, I not say anything.
Like in Kung Fu.
I dey look, I not talk.
You just the mesca from anyhow. You dey jump up and down like a jangilova. I dey try make I no vex, make we not fight it, give both. But if you try me, I now vex your mama, no go know you again. Mind yourself, your mom will walk. Woman, your mom. Your mouth continues fire. Now my right to ask you. Now your right, where are you go give you? But if you don't know your right, baby, and you can't say no, you for talk and JJ. Cuckoo go radio, say you be carpenter. Ekbeleo, this is your cool. Baby. For me, baby, no do gra for ya. Oh girl, mind yourself, how your gra go from. Baby, mind yourself, no do gra for me.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Let's spice up your day.
Tune into a breath of fresh air. It's all fun and games until it gets extra and better. 102.3 Extra, weekdays 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with only J. Cheers to something new.
Eagles Morning Rise. Eagles Morning Rise.
with
And it's 30 minutes taken out of 9 o'clock this morning on Eagles Outlook. Back to the conversation. We're talking this morning youth inclusiveness ahead of the 2023 elections. What are the youth saying? What are you young people saying as we get towards 2023? Well, the APC primaries are going down today, or will commence today, and hopefully by tomorrow we should know who the APC, that's the All Progressives Congress flag bearer, would be. Many young people are more interested these days, seem to be more interested in politics these days. More young people, trying to understand what's happening in the polity. And I ask, what are you people saying? What are these young people saying? You have a situation where you see young people trying to mobilize, trying as well to get themselves registered for their PVCs. I've seen situations across the country where young people are offering free transportation to their peers to get them to the registration points. And it's quite interesting. It just says a lot about how we are getting to a point where the young people would actually realize that they have a large role to play in determining whether this country survives or not. We've heard so many people compare this country to a failed state. We say, oh, Nigeria is a failed state, but we will not accept that. As young people, we have the energy and the resources to take this country, or bring this country, or save this country rather, from the brinks. We, as young people, it behooves you as a young person, as a young Nigerian, to play a role in determining who becomes leaders in this country, that subsequently determines what the outcome of leadership is, or what how Nigerians and Nigeria survives. Okay, so well, is it enough to just get your PVCs? Is it enough to get registered? Is it enough to vote? Is that where it ends? After voting, what next? Are we able to hold the people that we voted in? Are we able to hold them accountable? All of these are some of the questions that needs to be answered. Is it enough to just get your PVC? Is it enough to vote? Does it end there? I have my guest joining in this morning. My guest, like I mentioned before, is Dr. Raymond Edoh, who is an international activist, a Nigerian youth ambassador to the United States, and Secretary General, Nigerian Youth Congress. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Dr. Edoh.
Thank you so much.
It's good to have you again. It's always a pleasure to have you here. The last time you were here, it was quite an experience. Now let's talk about, you're someone who's been, at the helm of youth affairs at several levels in this country. You've been able to interact and interface with government as well. What are the young people saying? When people like you engage government, what do you say to them? What are the young people? People say the young people have a voice in this country. What is that voice saying?
Okay. Thank you so much. It's always great to be with you guys. This is the voice of the youth in Nigeria. As I've always mentioned that the youth of this country are left behind. And the reason why we are left behind is the basic that are meant for the youth of this country is not being delivered to us, is not also in our hands. And if you observe very well, if you run the statistics, you realize that the numbers of youth on the street in Nigeria is higher than every other country in Africa, and one of the highest in the world. And reason for this is because there is no enabling environment for the youth. No industries to work, no companies employing the youth. International organizations that are supposed to be on ground to take part in employing the youth, none of them is on ground. And this is as a result of the insecurity in the country. And that has also taken quite a high number of youth also to the insecurity challenges. And this is really worrisome. And we've been trying to engage with the government in enabling environment, creating enabling environment for the youth to be able to have few places to engage themselves. And we discovered that the president President Muhammadu Buhari actually meant well for the youth of this country. But unfortunately for us, what he's been doing for the youth doesn't get to the hands of the youth. And I'm calling on the federal government, the appropriate authority, and also the president of this country, in the person of President Muhammadu Buhari, to look deep and investigate those things that are meant for youth. Where are those things? Why are these things not getting to the youth? Where is the empowerment? Where are programs that government are put in place to help the youth?
Now, when you say things that meant for the youth don't get to the youth, I'm worried because your office, the Nigerian Youth Congress, is domiciled in the Ministry of Youth and Sports, I believe. So how is it that what belongs to youth or to the youth of this country doesn't get to them? And who should be held responsible for not allowing those things get to the youth?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. If you observe very well, we have different ministries, different parastatals, in Nigeria. And each of these ministries or departments, you always have department for youth attached to each and every one of them. So any budget that go to any ministry in Nigeria, you have part that, okay, this we go for youth empowerment, and all these, the ministries and the parastatals, they use this part to encourage the youth. But none of them, they don't do it. They are not doing it. And that has led to a quite numbers of youth on the street. And that is worrisome. To people like us, we've been trying our best to make sure the government respond, the department respond, the parastatals respond, but they are not responding. And I repeat, I am calling on our dear President Muhammadu Buhari, to look into the welfare of the youth in Nigeria. A lot of them are on the street. You will never understand what I'm saying, except if you're part of us. If you know what we are doing, if you know the numbers of persons who are on the street, who are just thinking of what to eat for the day, they don't even have the hope of the next day, is worrisome. And I'm asking the federal government and the president of this country to look deep into the things that concerns the youth.
You sound so passionate about this. Now, if as young people, some of the privileged young people are like you are this pained, I'm wondering why the people who are parents or supposed parents to these young people who are roaming the streets. You mentioned the issue of insecurity. A lot of people have attributed insecurity to unemployment numbers. 33% unemployment in this country. We're not even talking about underemployment. If people like you are this pained, why is it that people who are charged with the responsibility of youth welfare, like you mentioned earlier, are not so concerned? Is it that because we've seen that some of the children of the quote-unquote elite of this country seem to be, taking over power? We've seen the primaries in the People's Democratic Party, in the APC. These people are, it seems like they're transitioning power or handing over power and authority to their children. How does this make you feel?
Okay. If you observe very well, I am so pained. I am very, very pained. If you look or read most of my press briefing, I always say the youth of Nigerians are my heroes. And this is my reason why I always stated that, yes, the youth of Nigerians are my heroes. What the youth of Nigerians have passed through, and some of us are still surviving, is crazy, is strong. Now, I have gone through these processes. Some of us are fortunate to be able to fetch for ourselves. We've been able to survive. But the truth is, a lot of us out there also are not being able to survive. A lot of Nigerian youth, they can't even fetch for themselves. You have educated people, graduates, professionals who are just on the field. Sometimes you get to meet them, they're asking you, just give me money to just eat. And that is crazy. If there is job for these people to do, if there are companies, if there are industries, these people won't be asking you to give them money to eat. How can you see a fresh graduate from school who's supposed to be engaged in schools, in industries or offices, and all you see is these people asking you, please give me something to eat. This is something we come across on a daily basis. And that's why I am so pained about it. If I could be this pain, how much more of the parents? This is challenging on the parents also, because you try to send a child to school, pay a huge amount of money. This person graduates from school. Instead of this person helping you back, this person also becomes a liability to the family. And what I'm saying to you right now, we have all of this in every family in Nigeria, apart from the family of the elite. How do we solve this? If we can solve this, I promise Nigerians that the whole insecurity challenges will go. A hungry man on the street easily gets influenced by evil men. If I'm hungry on the street today, the possibility of you asking me that, oh, doctor, please, I have a deal for you, because that is the usual language on the street. I have a deal for you. Okay, what is that deal? You look at this deal. A hungry man doesn't look at the risk. A hungry man doesn't look into the disadvantage. All he or she is thinking, what can I get in return to survive? But if you're doing something for yourself, if you have somewhere to go on a daily basis, you have your work, you have your office, you have your business. Of course, if someone is engaging you, telling you that, oh, there's something we need to do together, I have a deal for you. The first thing that is getting to your mind, okay, why not you do that deal for yourself? Because you have something doing. You could fetch for yourself on a daily basis, take care of yourself and your dependents. So this is crazy. The federal government must come to the aid of the youth in Nigeria.
Well, the conversation continues. If you know Dr. Edoh personally, you would know he has a very calm demeanor. But speaking like this, you know that he's really pained. And this is applied to many Nigerian youths. A lot of Nigerians are really pained at the situation and they're dealing with. You wake up in the morning, you hear stories of young people carrying guns to kill all the Nigerians and all the young people, children, women wasted yesterday in a church in Ondo State. So painful. But who's carrying out all of these? A lot of young people, and they say unemployment is the reason for this, because these young people don't have jobs. They become very, very vulnerable. We'll be talking more. Join the conversation. The numbers to be a part of this conversation this morning are 09073530044 and 09087668888. You can send us messages on 09097054450.
In common, food. Do you love to eat and want to learn how to make different dishes from all parts of the world? Join Kenny Michael on The Chef every Saturday by 9 a.m. exclusive to Eagles 102.3 FM.
Hey, it's Ariana Grande.
What's up, it's Shawn Mendes.
What's up, this is Pink.
24/7.
It's what I listen to.
This is today's best music.
Non-stop. Oh my gosh. The most music.
Non-stop.
On Eagles 102.3 FM, Abuja.
What's up? My name's Oliver Tree.
Hey, it's Lizzo. Hi, this is Edoh.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is P. Diddy. This your boy, Lil Flip. Yo, what up, people? This is Kanye. Yeah, it's Jay-Z.
It's Lil Jon and me, Side Boy.
What's the deal? This is Ludacris.
Eagles 102.3.
The sun's up and so should your radio. Tune in to the sunny side on Eagles 102.3 FM. Every weekday from 2 to 6 p.m.
Oh my God, seriously.
The sunny side show. The sunny side show.
Don't worry, it's not Corona.
Let's talk service. Let's talk funding. Let's talk entrepreneurship. On The Entrepreneur, we explore industries, businesses, changemakers, and more. Join the conversation weekdays, Monday to Thursday, 3 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM, Abuja.
Break it down.
Back to the music in 3, 2, 1.
Let's go. Get the show on the road.
Back to some more music right here. Check it out right here.
Time to break it down now. Break it down.
Eagles 102.3.
Get updates, get informed, avoid traffic, and get home early. Tune in to Traffic Rush weekdays 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM, Abuja.
Make some noise. One more time.
Hey, yo, what's up? Yo, it's the Kid 50 Cent.
Hey, what up? This Chris Brown.
What's up, y'all? This is Eminem.
Yeah, what the deal? This is Nas.
You're listening.
102.3 Eagles FM.
Eagles.
Yeah, that's us. Cause we play this.
I know they don't want me the money to come my
102.3.
More 90s on Eagles 102.3 FM.
Long weekend.
At last.
In this holiday locking, my body got rid of them toxins.
Who's ready for winter? Woo! Nobody? Me either.
102.3.
Eagles 102.3.
Eagles.
Follow us on Instagram.
Sounds like this.
Eagles 102.3.
The hits for your drive home.
Eagles 102.3.
All your favorite music.
I listen non-stop. All my favorite music. I listen every day. This is the home.
Eagles.
More variety.
102.3.
Your station for today's R&B and old school.
Non-stop hits.
Eagles 102.3.
Abuja.
Your number one radio experience. You can count on. Eagles 102.3.
Three lucky people stand a chance to win.
Radio is an experience. Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja.
Your number one radio experience you can count on. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja.
Don't even know what the day is. So keep counting.
Eagles 102.3.
Giving the gift of hit music.
Yeah! Let's go! Hey, this is Justin Bieber and I'm Mariah Carey.
Eagles 102.3. Abuja.
Girl, get it. You get me going.
All day.
All day. All day.
On Eagles 102.3. Abuja.
We all need that friend who is our unpaid therapist that we yearn to talk to every day. Look no further.
Call me up, talk to me about your day. I'm right here and
Cheers to something new.
Eagles Morning Rise.
Eagles Morning Rise with
Natural Prince.
It's 9:30 and you are onto your radio experience you can count on. And this morning on Eagles Outlook, we're talking youth inclusiveness ahead of 2023. And what are we asking? What are the youth saying? My guest this morning is Dr. Raymond Edoh, international activist, Nigerian youth ambassador to the United States and Secretary General, Nigerian Youth Congress. He's joining us live in the studio. You too can be a part of it. Don't forget you can watch us live on YouTube and on Facebook at Eagles FM Abuja. That's the handle, at Eagles FM Abuja. You can make contributions there. If not, call us on 09073530044 and 09087668888. SMS and WhatsApp messages are welcome on 09097054450. Before I get back with my guest, let's bring in a caller now. Hello, good morning.
Hello, my friend. Good morning.
Good morning, Paul. I'm glad you're here.
How are you doing today, my friend?
Paul, I'm good. Good to have you. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good morning to Dr. Edoh. My friends, I want to say, most times when I wake up like this and hear somebody speak like Dr. Edoh with passion, I feel encouraged as a youth. Because these are the kind of speakers that we want to hear, that will encourage the youth to participate in a lot of things. And then call on the authorities to also make sure that there are things that are related to the youth for them to also take advantage of to move life forward. Now, the problem I have here is this. You see, like what you said last about the youth carrying arms to either attack and so on and so forth. I found out that majority of these people who engage in this dastardly act are young people. Look at what happened in Edoh. Are we going to say those are elders that will go into a sacrilegious activity to go inside a church to kill people? Even though this is not the first time, it has been happening. People engage, youth engage in so many things that will make them survive. Let me tell you the truth. if you're a youth and you have the power, there are lots of things you can engage. You must not wait for government to provide for you. When I was in secondary school, once there's a break, I go to block industry. I help in producing blocks. So then I learn how to do the production of blocks myself, and by extension, I learn how to do interlocking tiles. See, today, even though I have a job, today I can go to any time they call me, I will produce interlocking and lay it. Those are the things I learn. But some of our youth, they are so lazy, sorry to say, some of them don't want to engage in things that are hard labor, like want to labor yourself hardly to learn something. People just want to make it on the platter of gold. And it's the same youth. Okay, look at all these things most of these things that are arrested, most of these people that are arrested, 90% are young people.
All right, Paul.
Must you shed blood before you survive? Must you shed blood before you make money? Must you kill somebody? Must you even rob somebody before you can survive? That's why you see most of these things. Even if you do it, you won't prosper. It will not even last. Because once you start it, it becomes a cost on you. So as youth, we need to participate in legal things. It's not only in this country that like the video that is trending, I'm sure if we get to this country, we will see more people, we will see more. The video that is trending in Zimbabwe, people are cutting their toes, their fingers to sell and make money. And youth not only are participating in that. By the time we get to this country, maybe 80% of our youth will be working without fingers. They will be like leprosy.
Well said, Paul.
So I don't know what is happening with our youth. We need to wake up.
Absolutely.
If we are complaining about the old people, we need to also do something for ourselves. That's why I'm happy for youth are telling their own people to go and collect voter cards. If the elite who are elders don't want to leave powers, let's also show them that we have the power to vote who we want, that is a young person like us, and try and see how this country.
Thank you very much, Paul. I appreciate you calling in. Now, Dr. Edoh, back to this insecurity and what is the way forward? How do we solve this? Because the young people, the people who are being killed are young people. The people who are killing them are also young people. I saw children in that church that were murdered yesterday in cold blood. These are the people that we refer to as future leaders, and their lives been cut short. Where do we go from here?
Thank you so much. My condolences goes to the people of our world, the entire Ondo State and Nigeria at large. You see, it's a very painful one. If you observe, we Africans, most especially Nigerians, we are people who love the Lord. We love to worship. Whether you're a Christian or you're a Muslim, we are people that are known to be worshippers. And what is it to worship God? Worshiping God is you taking your time. The only place you have shelter is to worship God when other things are not working for you. And these persons are in their worship places. Then all of this happens. So I am so pained and so pain. I don't know how to put it, but I am so pain. And I believe this also goes to the entire youth of Nigeria. And I want to say this. The youth of Nigerians, we participate immensely or high in insecurity in Nigeria. A 70-year-old person, I've said this before, will not be able to carry gun. A 60-year-old person doesn't have that full force to operate some of these machines. These are all carried out by the youth. Now, how do youth got involved in all this mess? Is because we have a high number of youth or persons on the streets. And it's easier for these evil people to come and manipulate and say, oh, you know what, don't worry, I can make you rich, I can make you fetch for yourself and your family. Is this all about it? The clergy that was kidnapped the other day, he said something. He said, the young man said, oh, I lost my parents, and my siblings, everybody, I cater for them. So I have to do this to make them survive.
Through illicit means.
Yes. So if a youth will say such thing, that is a big shame for us. All Nigerian youth, any youth who will take a gun and go to the street or go somewhere to kidnap somebody, that is the biggest shame. Anything you're doing in life that you can come out boldly and say, yes, this is what I'm doing, then it's a challenge for you. That means you are a shame to your generation. And I'm saying this on this national platform, that every youth in Nigeria who engage in insecurity, the blood of every lost person will be on that person. It shouldn't be us. If the youth of this country will come together and say the insecurity is over, it's going to be over. Why must we engage in all of this? We don't need this. We can do something better for ourselves.
Well said, Dr. Edoh. Let's bring in another caller. Hello, good morning.
Thank you, my dear brother.
Mayowa, good to have you.
Good morning once again.
Good morning.
Good morning to my brother in the studio. I think he has been very brilliant in his submission. I just have to applaud him. I used to say this, that if God had made a mistake to put his tent on earth, Nigerian youth would have attacked him. I've said it repeatedly. Today, form a political party called Youth Party. You will see that political party will not excel. And simply because Nigerian youth are not, I'm sorry to say this, they are not serious. They always want to jump the process. You know, in childhood or in a human being growing up, there is a stage where you have to crawl. There is a stage where you have to go to school. There is a stage where you have to play with your colleagues and play tete and all the rest. If you jump any of those processes, you can never be a normal person in life. The youth of today, they are not ready to endure, they are not ready to serve, they are not ready to follow any process that will end legitimately. They always want to start from the top. And there is nobody who wants to start from where he's going in life that will have an end. I've appealed to them, those who are close to me, and I'm using this opportunity once again to talk to Nigeria youth. Let us be serious. The man in studio has said it all. The people that are maiming, that are killing today, they are not in their old age, they are in the youth age. And why must we be complaining in a society where the youth are the ones perpetrating evil? I watched a police crime fighter yesterday. I shed tears. All the people that were paraded on the television are people within the age of 18 and 35. And these are people engaging in various categories of crime, terrorizing the whole country. Please, Nigerian youth must change their platform, they must change their agenda if we must move forward as a nation.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayowa. Now, like Dr. Edoh said, we cannot divorce insecurity from the economic challenges we're facing in this country, poverty and unemployment. We need to solve that. We need to solve those issues, before we can even begin to talk about, clamping down on the perpetrators of these dastardly acts. But I love us to talk about 2023 is around the corner. A lot of young people are showing, enthusiasm and support for the polity, getting interested in taking over power and seeing that they choose the right person in 2023. Is that enough? I don't believe that that's enough. Some people have accused people like you for saying we haven't had good people, young people put themselves forward to serve this country. In a country where a man well over 60 is Minister of Youth and Sports, what does that make us? Are we a serious country? Young people should be led by other young people. People should be given a chance to explore leadership and understand it going forward. But in this country, it doesn't seem like that. Why don't we have people, young people like you, stepping forward to say, let's take the mantle of leadership, let's change the course of things in this country?
Thank you. I want to say this. The other caller said something very brilliant, and I really appreciated him. He talks about process. You see, process is one thing you can't take away from human existence. If you jump process, you're making a mistake. But if you follow due process, then you will achieve. Now, this is the point. The challenge with us, youth of this country, we want to jump process. And that is the process we keep jumping, ending in the insecurity that we have today. If you observe the youth of Nigeria, we're very brilliant people. We fit into every stages, all around the world, and we're doing very well. But the question is, what happened to us back home here? It's a very big challenge that we must stop. And this is the cause of the challenge. The cause of the challenge is people need to understand the language. What do I mean by that? For instance, a minister of youth who is more than the age bracket of the youth, what do you expect? The youth don't understand this person's language, and this person doesn't even understand the language of the youth. Someone who doesn't understand your language, how do you map out a strategy to solve problem? We have 3 stages in solving problem. You discover the problem first, you map out the strategy, then you provide the solution. But when you don't even have the strategy, rather you only know the problem, then you jump the strategy to the solution. Then at the end of the day, you are not solving anything because you don't have the strategy. What happens to the strategy? You only know the problem and you provide the solution, which shouldn't be. So we are calling on the federal government to look into youth leadership. If you observe most of my press briefing, I always say, we, the youth of Nigeria, we are not saying we want to take over leadership. We can't do it alone. If we are saying we will take over leadership, what happens to the experience of our fathers? We need them. All we are saying, they should engage us. Give us a chance. Try some of us, if you can. Definitely, we will contribute our quarters. But in a case whereby Minister of Youth is not a youth, it's a problem. So we should be able to look few youth in some key places. If they are saying the youth can perform, then it's a challenge for us. We should prove ourselves. So we are asking the government of Nigeria to try us, the youth, if we won't perform. And I want to sound this as a warning to all Nigerian youth. I know a lot has gone wrong. It's still happening on insecurity. But I know we will get to this. And I want to plead with us on this national television to please, grievances will only destroy a nation. But when we bring ourselves together to provide the solution, we will get better. Check the most attacked countries or nations on insecurity around the world today. Check countries like Afghanistan. Are they growing? They are not growing. They are only going down. Is this the country we want to have as our own, as youth? We are the leaders of today, tomorrow, and forever. And if we are the leader of this country, then we must start solving the problem of this country. We must not look at the government alone, that the government must send soldiers to go and stop the insecurity, send police, send the Air Force. No, this is simple. The youth of this country, we should be able to preach peace. We should be ambassador of peace. We must curtail this insecurity. The truth is, a man who is 70 years old, 80 years old, yes, we have all these people in position of leadership in Nigeria. If you observe very well, they are going, outgoing. They are not coming in. But we are coming in. If we continue to destroy this country because these people are not doing the right thing for us, then automatically we are only killing ourselves. Destroying infrastructures that we will not have money to build. If you check today, most of the infrastructures we have in Nigeria, they are built in Second Republic. When President Muhammad Buhari was in charge of PTF, PTF was established by Al-Mustafa, who is the former CSO to the former president, Sani Abacha. And this department was championed by a true Nigerian, who is the president of Nigeria today. When he was in charge of that department, most of the universities, the hospitals, the roads, the existing ones we have today to manage were all constructed by PTF. After then, nothing has been constructed. Then today, we the youth of this country, all we know how to do is to go and start destroying these infrastructures. Mind you,
in the nearby future, we will not have one to use. So I ask every one of us, take back your guns, take back your insultive words. Let's come together and apologize to ourselves and accept our apology and believe in Nigeria more than before. If we think American or the UK is the best country in the world, we want to go there and live. Remember, we are only living there as strangers. But the only country we could call our own is Nigeria. And we must make this country the US of today, the UK of today, the France of today.
Very well said, Dr. Edoh there. Let's bring in messages and thoughts. You can also join the conversation via phone. Call me now on 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. Send SMS and WhatsApp to 090-9705-4450. Osas from Kubwa, you say, good morning. This so-called elites know what to do to reduce insecurity and poverty, but they won't because they really want control, want power to control the masses. And I am now, for instance, I don't think there is any kind of deal that can make me compromise because I have something doing. And you say, responding to Mr. Paul's comments, how can you blame someone who starts feeding himself from age 4 under the rain, sun, without a home, parental care, love, and morals, all in the name of Al-Majri? These guys have no conscience because they have to survive. It's survival of the fittest. Way out of this is to ensure the economy is key. All right, we have another message here from Bismarck. Bismarck says, summons won't cut it. All you just need to do is look at the ruling class and feel the apathy of the young Nigerians. Fix the country to allow enterprise to be able to flourish. Appreciate that one, Bismarck. Also here, we have Chooks. Chooks is saying, good morning, Ihanacho. The political scene is heating up unreasonably, and a lot of those people who do not mean well for Nigeria see youngsters as a veritable tool of talent, or rather a veritable pool of talent to perpetrate evil. Why do they succeed? Simply because the mass of young people are without a compass. Let's address this issue, talking about compass and direction for the young people. As we get towards 2023, young people would also be used to scuttle elections. They would be used to snatch ballot boxes, cause confusion at polling units. What would be your words to them as we wrap up, Dr. Edoh?
Thank you, Hinacha. You see, I think for me, this is the most important question. 2023 is a very important year for the youth of Nigeria. What makes it important year? It's an important year because this is a year that is going to define the status of a youth in Nigeria. If 2023 election is going to define the life of the youth of Nigerians, then we must grab this opportunity. We must utilize this opportunity. We must define the position of the Nigerian youth. How do we define this? Number one, the days that politicians, the so-called evil politicians, uses the youth to cause confusion or electoral violence, those days are gone. In the past how many months, we've been engaging the youth all over the Federation, in the 36 states of Nigeria. And all we've been doing, we've been trying to know the youth, the various youth structures in the various states, and we engage them. We have a plan. And the plan is to make sure 2023 is the most important election in Nigeria and the most safe election that will ever hold in the history of this country. This is the strategy. Every youth in Nigeria, I want to sound this as a warning ahead. If you are one of those who cause confusion during election, we have our strategy. Try it, we will get you, and you will rot in jail. This is the only country we have. There is no violence in 2023 election. And I want to make this straight to all Nigerians. Those who feel they are in a position, they have big pockets, they have ambition to fulfill by using the youth to achieve their interests during election. This is not going to work anymore. If you try it, both you who is giving the youth money to perpetrate all this evil, we will get you. We have all our strategy.
What a great way to end the show. Dr. Raymond Edoh is an international activist, Nigerian Youth Ambassador to the United States, and Secretary General, Nigerian Youth Congress. Thank you so much, Dr. Edoh. Always a pleasure to have you join us in the conversation.
Thank you so much.
And well, this is where we'll have to close it. Thank you to everyone who's been a part of this conversation this morning. Olije will be taking over on 102.3 Extra in a bit, but before then, business news. My name is Ihianacho Prince. As you go out today, think about these words. Think about the fact that Nigeria is the only country that we have, like Dr. Raymond said. Go out and perform your civic duty. If you haven't registered to vote, get registered and support those around you to get registered. This is the only country we have, and we must do what we can to save it. Keep it here on your radio experience you can count on.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
This is fun.